Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Hatching for Health, where our mission is to create a platform for people to tell their stories, to educate the public, and to build a more compassionate community. And I'm your host, Jessica Hatch. Today on Hatching for Health, I have the pleasure of hearing from the Jones family about little Kamiyah's journey with Jamaur Syndrome. Since Kamiyah's diagnosis, full-time working mom Laquita Sanders Jones created Genetics Rose, a nonprofit here in Houston that donates neck pillows to families with a loved one in the hospital. In the second half of the episode, we'll be joined by Dr. Remy Nader. He will be joining us via Zoom to provide an expert opinion on Jamaur syndrome and try and answer all the questions about this genetic mutation. So thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been such a pleasure talking to you guys over the course of the last few months. We've been trying to get y'all on the show to meet your little one, Kamiyah, and Mr. Henry.
Yes. How
are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot getting here in this Houston heat and all the things, I bet.
Yes, ready for fall.
It's here. It's like right upon us. So tell me for starters, Laquita, so you're Kamiyah's mom and you're her like full-time caretaker, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What does a typical day look like with her?
A typical day with Kamiyah is we wake up before I go to work. I make sure that her milk is ready for the whole day, and before her she have 24-hour nursing, so her nurses is with her. But okay. I make sure I still want to be involved, so I make sure that her milk is ready for the day, her medications are filled for the day, and she has an agenda that she does throughout the day. Even though she's like a typical child to go to school, she get PT, OT, speech throughout the week, and her nurses read her books, take her on nature walks. So basically, we want her to be like a normal child.
Yeah, to give her like all of the things. Is that all? Do they come to the home, or do you guys take her to these individual sessions?
All PT, OT, and speech all come to the home.
Okay, and you actually had her like about a year into the pandemic. What was that like? I mean, just the fact that you're having a child going through a condition, and then the pandemic's upon you, and all the medical regulations, and now the hospital.
Yes, that was kind of hard because once I had her, she had to spend 2 weeks in the NICU, and with the pandemic rules with the NICU, it was one person at a time doing the NICU visit. So it was a little hard with me or dad figuring out who's going to go visit.
Right, and then she's in intensive care, and it's like you don't want to even like leave her.
Yes, and you can't stay with her in NICU. So
right. Did anything happen significantly like leading up to her diagnosis that like you guys knew something was wrong?
No, ma'am. The pregnancy was a normal pregnancy. All the tests was normal. I felt something was different, but my doctors reassured me that everything was normal. And once I had her, it was just she had swallowing issues, but the doctor said that that's normal for some kids to come out not knowing how to swallow because they in the world, so that's normal, but typically everything was fine.
Okay, so there was like, basically nothing to prepare you.
No red flags.
Anything, okay. No. And this was, it was 4 months old?
Yes, ma'am.
That kind of like the swallowing and things that you were like, something's not right?
Right.
Yes, ma'am. That and her eyes started rolling behind her head at 4 months. Okay. And typically I didn't know anything about it. Her dad had mentioned that it could be seizures, but if you don't know anything about seizures, you thinking the body shaking. And she wasn't displaying any body shaking.
Right, yeah. So that seizure can just encompass like their eyes rolling back.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. And at 4 months, that's when I took her into the Kingwood Hospital.
Okay.
And when I took her into Kingwood, typically like any other kid, they're not gonna do it in front of the doctors.
Right.
So she didn't do anything, and they had transferred us to Texas Children, the Woodlands. And finally, when she was started to do it again, I called the doctor inside, and they did
EKG?
Yeah, EKG and the EEG, put leads over her head, and then that's when they told me that it was seizure activities, and then they transferred us to downtown Texas Children, and that's when we was diagnosed with infantile spasms.
Wow.
at 4 months.
Were you guys together during this, like going to that appointment and learning all of this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
How was that in that moment?
I mean, it was something different, something new, something we wasn't prepared for.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. So at this point, you guys had this diagnosis at this point called?
Infantile spasms, that's the first.
Okay, the first diagnosis.
Yes,
that
the
she was
first
given.
yes, at 4 months.
So at this point, she's only diagnosed with the infantile spasms, and then the genetics move, I guess, so then you wanted to do the genetics testing. Was that kind of what they had instructed you guys to do? Like personally? Or?
So when we first got it at 4 months, they told us that that basically that they were going to run her blood first, and nothing came back at that time.
Okay.
So the genetics testing, the geneticists told us that basically sometimes they do not find anything on why infantile spasms happen. So after that, at 5 months, we had went into ICU on September 3rd of 2021, and that's when she had rhinovirus. And with the rhinovirus, she was in the hospital for 166 days, but a month into it, the genetics test, the geneticist and neurologist came back and asked that me and Dad have a genetics test in.
Okay.
So that's when they, at 6 months, me and Dad did our DNA, and that's why that's how they found out
They actually
she
did.
has.
Okay, because they realized you guys both had a gene that basically in turn turned into
Jamaur.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine how scary that must have been, just, you know, like the whole situation. And I mean, you guys at the time, this was your first baby together.
Yes.
And you have so many other kids that are, you know, I don't know, healthy.
Neurotypical.
Yeah, they
Yes.
don't have, you know, any conditions or complex issues. Essentially, how did, you know, I guess the other children, you've got like a house full of other kids, like how do they process this? And, you know, and the initial understanding that, you know, their little sister isn't going to be doing the same things that they are.
Well, we was in ICU at the time, so basically it was her fighting for her life at that moment when we was finding out all of the
Because of that
yes,
sickness that
yes, because of the rhinovirus. So basically, they was kind of sad because of she's in the hospital fighting for her
Right.
life, and they have to still go to school, and they only seeing one parent at the time because it's
That was
either
still during-
one of us had to be one of us was at the hospital
Okay.
and one of us at the house with the kids. So
Yeah.
sometimes they didn't see us, so it was hard for the kids to process, but now they understand now.
Yeah, you said 166 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's like living there
Yes.
for quite some time. Yeah, God definitely had to have been there for Kamiyah that day, you know?
Yes.
I can't imagine how scary it would have been, like, but you guys are also so lucky, you know, it's like there's a blessing, you know, also the fact that she got through that, and it actually kind of led y'all to your diagnosis, it sounds like.
Yes,
too, you know?
ma'am.
Not that y'all wouldn't have found out eventually, but just the more you know, the sooner you know, the more you can, you know, advocate and try and help her. So tell me, Genetics Rose. So this is a foundation that you guys started. Who came up with the name?
Dad.
Dad?
Right.
Okay. And so tell me, what was your goals in starting this organization?
Our goals to start the organization is to support families that have rare genetics disorders, or to support any family that has a genetics disorder that
And educate people more on you know, taking the tests and stuff like that. And
What is that, to take that test, is that something where you go to like a family practice doctor? Like, who do you actually go to get that testing done?
yeah, you can go to your family PCP or your OBGYN doctor to ask if we can get a DNA test on to see are y'all DNA compatible before you have a child. I know sometimes it's costly. That was our number one goal when we started Genetics Rose,
Right.
is to promote that. But with her condition, they had told us that basically she can sometimes you won't know. So it's a hit and miss on someone.
Right. So you could actually see that your genes test that you could potentially have a child with this condition, but they're not always going. It's not. You could potentially have a healthy child as well.
Yes, ma'am. Because we do have families that has her condition, that has other kids that it doesn't affect.
Really.
Right.
So it doesn't have to really affect.
Okay.
That child.
That's such a difficult, like, you know, if you do go get that testing and you're like, okay, we have this chance that, you know, the baby could have this condition, and then it's like, you know, just the big question mark of it all, really, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Like, I'm sure, like, it's been difficult, but at the same time, I feel like, you know,
yes.
babies are like blessings, like,
yes.
that they bring to your life, like little angels.
Yes, yes.
So it's like you would never, like, go back in time and be like, I don't want to have her, you know?
Yes.
Like, once you are like, okay, she still has all
She showed us so much that basically.
So tell me, so she, essentially she goes from this to like a bed, and then she will, like you said, open her eyes, but a lot of times she's just kind of like relaxing with her eyes closed.
Yes, ma'am. She does relax with her eyes closed. Sometimes she does play possums with her OT and PT if she doesn't want to do work.
She'll keep them closed.
Yeah, she'll keep them closed until she hears that they said their goodbye, and then she'll try to peek open, and then that's like, oh, well, we back now.
Yeah.
We're gonna work out.
So with Genetics Rose, you guys, it sounds like you're helping families with these particular pillows. Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so with us spending 166 days in ICU, we was there during Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, and we met other families that comes from different, not even from Texas, from other states. And so it was just a token that we received a gift from someone in ICU during the Christmas time. And so we want to give back. I know kids get a lot of gifts, but we want to give back to let the parents know that somebody is thinking about you, even though it's difficult being at your child's bedside, and you might have other kids. So this is just a little token just for, you know what I'm saying someone's thinking about
comfort.
you.
Yes, I love that. So how can people like donate to the organization, whether it be, you know, through the funds for a pillow or just other funds to help with genetic testing?
They can donate. We do have a P.O. box.
Is it on the website?
Yes, ma'am. It's on the website.
So they could like mail like a
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We prefer for them to donate. They can go out and they can feel that basically the love that they give, and they can mail out the pillows.
Okay.
If you're in the Houston or surrounding areas, we can meet up and pick up pillows.
Okay.
And then we tag them and we give them until December the 5th. And we go down there. Since I'm a teacher, I have to wait till I'm off, and then we'll go for the Christmas break and drop them off for the families.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, and we get so many messages from families telling us how much they are appreciated and thought, and to even be thought of.
Right. I think a pillow is such a great idea too. Like people don't, it's like the simple thing that like gives us comfort to sleep with, and we, you know, but it's such a great idea to bring those to families and, you know, the kids in the hospital, because we all know they're not comfortable what they have in there.
Yes,
It's like it's all stiff, and you know.
Yes, those beds are stiff for the parents.
Yeah.
Or sitting in the chair.
Yeah, so I think that was a great idea. So where do you see Genetics Rose in like the next 5 years, Henry?
I just educating more people, trying to, like I said, educate more people, and just try to, you know, help our families that's going through similar situations like us, and just try to get back to the community.
I think that's beautiful. What's beautiful is like people going through what you're going through, and you're still want to give back. So, you know, I commend you for that for sure. We are going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be joined with Dr. Remy Nader, and he will assist us with answering some questions on this condition. So we'll be right back with you.
Have you been seriously injured in an automobile accident or 18-wheeler? Come on in to Thurlow & Associates, 713-CALL-TOM. Come on in, meet our attorneys and our friendly staff. Let us give you a free case evaluation. Hire an experienced attorney, more than 30 years in practice and 10,000 satisfied clients. Thurlow & Associates, 713-CALL-TOM.
In 2020, I was going to work and the stairs of my apartment broke. And I went 20 feet through, breaking my back in 2 places and 5 discs herniated. I was scared, alone. After meeting Dr. Remy Nader and his staff, they got me back to not only the dad I used to be, but the person I used to be too.
At the International Center for Neuroscience, we take pride in providing you second opinions for your brain or spine problems. I'm Dr. Remy Nader, board-certified neurosurgeon. Let me help you get your life back.
Your private practice deserves more than sticky notes and missed calls. Funnel Cake MD is the HIPAA-compliant growth platform built for doctors and dentists. Manage calls, texts, and emails in one secure inbox. Book more patients, cut the admin chaos, and keep your front desk sane. Try it free for 14 days with full white glove onboarding so you're running smooth from day one. Don't let outdated software hold you back. Sweeten your growth with Funnel Cake MD. Start your free trial now at funnelcakemd.ai.
Funnel Cake MD, all-in-one tool to grow your practice.
Welcome back from the break. If you have just joined us, we have little Kamiyah here with her parents, and we are learning all about her condition, Jamaur Syndrome, as well as their foundation, Genetic Rose. But we are now going to be joined by Dr. Remy Nader, a board-certified neurosurgeon here in Houston, Texas. So thank you, Dr. Nader, for joining us. How are you?
Great. Thank you, Jessica, for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, thank you. So let's get right to it. So Laquita and Henry, they shared with us that Kamiyah received her 4-month vaccines just before the seizures began. Is it possible there was a connection between those two occurrences?
So it's very unlikely, I would say. So vaccines usually don't cause the condition that Kamiyah is suffering from, which is Jamaur Syndrome. So vaccines can result in a sort of a febrile seizure type of reaction. But usually it's very short-lived. Usually it lasts for 7 to 10 days, and it'll clear up on its own. And typically we'll see that in youngsters or infants who've had several vaccines at the same time. So the body kind of has a reaction to that, and then it dissipates, it goes away. But like we say in medicine, nothing is impossible. So although it's very unlikely, it's not impossible.
So are there any like physical indicators that a parent could look for with their newborn to be able to tell that there's a genetic predisposition complication like in the future? So
there's a wide range of ways this problem can present itself. So there's no specific external signs at birth, I would say, but as Kamiyah develops, as the baby develops, you may notice some signs in their early infancies, typically a smaller than normal head size, for example, or very low muscle tone. And then this will sort of prompt the parents to bring their child to the pediatrician so they can get the testing in that case.
Okay. I want to also open up for you guys to ask questions. I know here we talked a little bit about, so she received her diagnosis due to the blood test that was ran on both of you guys. So I guess the question to you then, Dr. Nader, was that whole exosome sequencing, is that what that test was exactly to kind of give that result?
Yeah, so essentially that's what's typically done. These are the kind of tests that we typically do as medical providers. We do what's called a trio exosome or exome genome sequencing in the lab, where not only do we test the child, but we also test the two parents to see who is carrying the gene or if they're both carrying a different form of the gene. A lot of these conditions are recessive, meaning you have to have both parents carry at least part of the gene to be able to have a child with that condition. And that condition is extremely rare, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, do you happen to know how rare it is?
Yes, only 35 kids in the world has it. So it's not just the United States. It's different, yes, in the world.
Has she gotten any any other kind of colds or like come down with any little viruses like since all of that happened?
Since we've been at the hospital, when we got out the hospital in January, she used to go to the hospital once a month for the first 6 months.
Okay.
And then after that, I guess her body got used to the outside world air.
Good.
And then we do not go back as much. Only time we go back now is for seizure activity. So
Okay.
just to, like I said, her neurologist said as she grow, her seizures can be a little bit more coming out forward. So it's just
Okay.
adjusting her medication to.
Right, so
Yes.
constantly kind of keeping an eye on that to make adjustments.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you pronounce the syndrome differently, so I'm saying Jamaur, I think y'all say Jamaur. How do you pronounce it, Dr. Nader?
I pronounce it Jamaur, but then again, that's just my style. I'm from Canada, so I have different ways of pronouncing it.
Okay, I was like, so it is such a rare diagnosis that it just now got its name, actually, is what I was told.
Yes.
So it's not even something that had a formal name.
Yes, it was called UGDH. At first, it was just letters.
Okay.
A mutation, and then they just received confirmation that it's actual condition. Someone just diagnosed it in another country, so and their name was Jamaur. I think so. Basically, they named
so they
it.
officially like
Yes,
the name
ma'am.
on it. Okay. So, Dr. Nader, how much of the brain do scientists have mapped currently in the world of genetics?
So far, we've identified approximately somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 genes that, when altered, will contribute to some type of neurodevelopmental disorder. And essentially, this is part of a larger project for, mapping brain cell types. And a lot of them have been cataloged, not just in humans, but also in other animals like mice and so forth that have some overlap with the humans as far as the genes.
Okay.
Essentially, it means that a lot is known about some of these developmental disorders as it relates to genetics, but still there's so much left to learn, and there's so much that is still unknown, actually.
Right. Would you have any advice or words of wisdom for the Kamiyah family?
Yes, absolutely. So overall, I would tell her family that, you didn't cause this condition. It's an autosomal recessive genetic condition that, is related to the genes, basically. My word of advice is build a team, if you don't already have one, of good, solid medical providers that can help you: pediatricians, neurologists, geneticists, physical occupational therapists, speech therapists, feeding therapists, and so forth, and plan ahead for potential future illnesses, hydration, sleep, and so forth. And lastly, I would say connect with the community. These conditions, these diseases are so rare. There's less than 100 cases reported worldwide, as you have mentioned. There are some foundations. There's, for example, the UGDH Epilepsy Foundation, which can help you with support groups and tips and advice in general, and connect with other parents who also are have kids suffering from the same type of conditions.
I think that's great advice. There's a group we had on the show. I'll have to make an introduction. They're called the Beehive, and it's a group of teenagers that essentially they create events to raise funds or awareness for a little one's condition. So they're every month they're doing something new, and they're always looking for different families to kind of support. So
Okay.
I'm definitely going to connect you with them as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Nader, for assisting us today with some expert opinions on this, and we'll see you soon on a new episode.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It's been a pleasure. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. And so just for the audience, again, so people can go to the website to learn where the P.O. box is, and your website is at geneticsrose.com or .org?
Yes, ma'am, .com.
.com, okay. So they can learn more. And then are you guys on social media as well?
Yes, ma'am. She does have a Facebook page. It's called Genetics Rose, #Kamiyah Strong.
Okay.
That is her Facebook page, and we are rebranding revamping to get on Instagram and to TikTok, to things like that.
Yeah.
But right now we just have her website, and we have her Facebook page that we have.
Okay. And is there anything that either of you want to share with the viewers, just as far as like, you know, giving hope and stuff to what others might be going through, or just learning that their child is diagnosed with something?
Yes, ma'am. And like the doctor had mentioned that we are connected with the UGDH community. We know the organization, the lady who owned who started the organization.
Nice.
We do communicate with her, so that is a good thing.
Okay.
And but we have walks. We have an epilepsy walk coming up November the 22nd.
Okay.
So we have a walk every year in November for epilepsy, just to bring awareness to the community, to tell people that it's different types of seizure activities. It's not just convulsion seizures that I thought it was, but luckily my husband, he had someone in his family who had seizures, and so he knew the signs that it wasn't just
the jerks and stuff.
The jerks and things like that.
Yeah, I know, that's very helpful. It's like that little bit of knowledge that someone in your own family could give you, you know, makes you feel like, okay, we at least know what's going on. It's just not as severe as some of them are.
Yes, ma'am. So we just tell the community, if it is someone out there that is going through the same situation that you are, and I looked on Facebook or any social media to just look up whatever disorder, and I had saw, even if you look on Google, when I look up Google and I look up things, her page do pop up sometimes, and I have a lot of people reach out just typing in a simple thing on Google or Facebook, and and it'll pop up.
Well, good. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been a pleasure to meet all of you and to learn about Genetics Rose, and it's beautiful what you guys are doing in the community as well. So may God bless you guys, and we'll see you out in the city. And very nice to meet you, Miss Kamiyah. And thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Hatching for Health. We'll see you back here next week, and we're going to be with esteemed founder of Collaborating Voices, Ms. Kathy Tatum. So we will see you then. I'm your host, Jessica Hatch, and goodbye for now.